1918. The guns finally fell silent, but the world did not return to what it once was. The interwar period, a span between two devastating world wars, became one of the most turbulent and creatively explosive eras in literary history. First, let's discuss the aftermath of World War I, a shattered world. The First World War left an entire generation traumatized. Certainties collapsed, morality, religion, empire, progress, everything seemed fragile. Writers felt the weight of loss, disillusionment, and meaninglessness. It was an age defined by psychological wounds and cultural shock. Now let's discuss the Lost Generation, Voices of Disillusionment. A group of expatriate writers, later called the Lost Generation, captured the confusion of a generation without direction. Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Gertrude Stein wrote of purposelessness, excess, identity crisis, and the aching attempt to find meaning. Themes of the era are disillusionment, aimlessness, anti-heroism, emotional numbness. Rise of modernism, breaking the old mold. The interwar years witnessed the full bloom of modernism. Writers experimented boldly, rejecting traditional plotlines, embracing fractured narratives, and diving deep into the human psyche. T.S. Eliot's The Waste Land painted a world spiritually barren. Virginia Woolf and James Joyce revolutionized the inner voice through stream of consciousness. Literature became introspective, symbolic, and deeply psychological. Modernist traits include fragmentation, stream of consciousness, symbolism, nonlinear structure, alienation, and uncertainty. Now let's discuss political tension and social upheaval. The interwar years weren't just cultural, they were deeply political. The rise of fascism in Italy and Germany, communism in Russia, and economic instability across Europe shaped literature in powerful ways. Writers like George Orwell captured the dangers of totalitarianism and political manipulation, while poets expressed fear of another approaching war. Now let's discuss the Great Depression, literature of hardship. After the Wall Street crash of 1929, literature echoed economic despair, unemployment, and the collapse of the American dream. Social realism thrived, depicting the harsh realities of everyday life. Now let's discuss poetry in the interwar years. The poets of this era wrestled with trauma, spirituality, and the meaning of civilization. W. H. Auden's social commentary and T.S. Eliot's existential reflection mirrored a world searching for faith. Drama and theater, new voices, new stages. Theater also transformed, realism, anti-war themes, and social critique dominated. Playwrights experimented with psychological depth and political awareness. A world moving toward another war. As tensions rose in Europe and dictators tightened their grip, literature became increasingly anxious. By 1939, the world stood on the brink of another catastrophe. The interwar period was an age of broken certainties and fearless experimentation. Out of the shadows of war emerged some of the boldest, most transformative works in literary history, works that reshaped the way humanity understands itself. Visit our website for much more. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share.